my story and the reason why I went into Bravely Rise is because the same guy who brought me into church, he was like my brother. Like I looked up to him for those reasons. He was the one who like raped me.
I kind of had feelings of like being unworthy to be a mother, because I guess of my body and like the inside.
The story that I shared a little bit was about kind of like the relationship with my dad. Being someone for the first time, like actually like sitting down and saying, okay, what is my story? Like, what am I trying to convey here? That was the harder part.
One of like the biggest like lies that I believe that will ever like be cast upon is like you are guilty or you should be ashamed of what you've gone through or whatever. And so this like guilt and shame like held me back.
It's pretty amazing because sometimes we kind of think things or it's on our heart, but it's not actually written anywhere. So actually writing it out is kind of like a release, I would say. At least for me, it was a release.
It wasn't rewarding for me to actually share a story until the third cohort when I actually got a story.
I definitely think the sisterhood aspect of like having other women come around you and kind of help build you up in such a positive way, because I felt like always in a constant competition with other women around me. But this was like a safe space, and it was like everyone was super positive and really just there to listen.
I feel stronger. You know, I'm going through a moment, but it doesn't mean that I'm weak. Doesn't mean any of that. It just means that I'm going through some moment, and that's gonna happen. You know.
I see myself doing a lot more than what I thought I would want to do, like maybe last year before I started doing the program. Like I just remember always thinking very small, and like now I find myself thinking and dreaming a lot more bigger, and having the confidence of knowing that I can do it. And if I'm dreaming it, it means that like, you know, God has put it on my heart for me to do it and to strive and thrive and go and just be great at it.
I went back to school. My major is biblical and theological studies, and I hope to use that somehow in church. I would really like to work with the youth in the church.
These past couple of months, I am now like trying to like rise like a homeless outreach program. We're in the process of doing that. I've also joined a school of ministry just so that I can learn. It's like how I can help the homeless outreach program.
Do I believe the bad stuff? Do I believe the ugly? Do I believe the lie? Or do I believe in God? I can't do both, right? So I have to choose who I serve here. So if I believe in God, then I have to believe everything he says about me. And he says that I'm not unwanted. He says that I am chosen. He says that I am not unworthy. He calls me worthy. He tells me that I am not unlovable, that I am loved beyond imagine, right? He tells me that I am not ugly, but that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. He tells me all of these things. So if I believe, then I have to believe what he says. When we're talking about that transformation and that process and that writing, God speaks to us in so many different ways. Sometimes it is just through the Bible, right? But a lot of times he uses people, right? He uses community that's around you to affirm what he says.